Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is algorithms, flowcharts, and pseudocodes. What actually an algorithm is, what is your flowchart, and what all about your pseudocode? That is all what we are going to discuss in this class. So, algorithm is nothing but the basic thing in any programming language. You should write the algorithm in such a way that you should be able to write the program in any language by seeing the algorithm. That is sequence of steps which we need to follow to do a particular task is nothing but your algorithm, and we will represent that algorithm in a pictorial form which is nothing but your flowchart. So these are the topics which we will learn in this video. What is an algorithm? Characteristics of algorithm. General structure followed to write an algorithm. How to write an algorithm with examples. Algorithm. What is an algorithm? As we have discussed, a collection of finite number of sequential steps when executed that performs a given task. So, what is the significance of this algorithm? It is very much useful for writing the computer programs. It is just like a blueprint for writing any program. What are the characteristics of an algorithm? So, here we are going to have 5 characteristics for an algorithm: input, output, definiteness, finiteness, and effectiveness. These are the characteristics of any algorithm. What do you mean by input? Here, in the input, you may have 0 or more quantities or externally supplied. Here, inputs, you may have 0 inputs or more inputs, whereas output, it should have at least 1 output. Definiteness is nothing but here, each and every instruction should be clear and unambiguous. Finiteness, that means the algorithm should be terminated with a finite number of steps. They should not drag. That means you should not have more and complex number of steps in an algorithm. It should be terminated with a finite number of steps. Effectiveness, every instruction must be basic. That means it should be carried out by a person using pencil and paper. What are the general instructions followed or steps chosen to write an algorithm? First thing is, basic thing is start, and ending thing is stop. In between this, we will write the algorithm. So what is that? The second step, after starting, you will write the input data. You will write some computational steps, output, and stop. So these are the basic 5 things which is necessary for writing an algorithm. You will write a start, and at the end you will write the stop. In between, you will take the input, you will do some evaluations, and you will print the output in between the start and stop. See here, example, sum and average of 3 numbers. This is the title of the algorithm, which is not a mandatory thing. Step 1 is start. Second thing, what we have seen, you have to read the inputs. What are those? To find the sum and average of 3 numbers, how many numbers you need to read? 3 numbers, A, B, C. Then what is the next step? Third step we have seen here previously, that is computational steps. That means you have to calculate the work of this one. That means you need to calculate the sum and average. How you will calculate the sum? Sum is nothing but A plus B plus C, and average is nothing but sum by 3. You will compute that too, and you will print the sum and average, and then you will stop. This is how you will write the algorithm. Second example, largest of 2 numbers. So you will start here. To find the largest of 2 numbers, how many values I have to read? 2 values, A and B. Then computation. What does this computational section comprises of here in this program? You need to compare those 2 numbers. You will check if A is greater than B. If so, you will go to step 4. Otherwise, you will go to step 5. That means if A is greater than B, you will write it as A is the largest number. If not, B is the largest number. Merits and demerits of an algorithm. The merits will be, obviously the first step will be the blueprint for any programming is nothing but your algorithm, and it is easy to find the errors and debugging is also easy. Whereas demerits, if it is a big programs, then it is time consuming. If it is a lengthy program, difficult to code. And big tasks are difficult to write in an algorithm. Flowchart. In this next part of this lesson is we will learn about what is a flowchart, what is its significance, what are the symbols, and how to write the flowchart. So flowchart, we have discussed that it is your visual representation of any program. Algorithm is nothing but your flowchart, which is nothing but diagrammatic or graphical or pictorial representation. There are certain symbols which we need to follow, like rectangles, diamonds, ovals, small circles, and whatnot, everything we will see here. See here, first symbol is your oval, which denotes the beginning and ending. Parallelogram is meant for input and output also. Rectangle is meant for your computation. Diamond is meant for your decision, and this denotes your output operation or hybrid symbol. See here, start is your oval. Next computation we are going to use rectangle. N1 is 0, N2 is 0, and temp you will write. Then parallelogram, you will read the values of N1 and N2. You will again computational values. Again you will print the values using your parallelogram and then stop with the oval. That program is meant for swapping of two numbers. To find the largest of two numbers, what you are going to do? First one is your start. Then input the values, that is you will read with your parallelogram. Next, you will check with the diamond symbol, A is greater than B. If it is S, you will go to the right side. You will once again check A is greater than C. If again this is true, you will write it as A as your output. Otherwise, you will write it as C. In the same way, if A is greater than B fails, then it goes to the other part. B is greater than C. If this is true, then you will print it as B. Otherwise, C will be your largest number. Yes, merits and demerits. Obviously, merits will be your visual clarity, main thing, and demerits will be if the program is too large, then in a single page you can't draw a flowchart. And next is your pseudocode. In the next part of the lesson, we will see what is a pseudocode, significance of pseudocode, and how to write a pseudocode. What actually a pseudocode is? Actually, you are having algorithm, then why we are going with the pseudocode? A pseudocode is a simple and concise sequence of English-like instructions to solve a problem. It looks like English, but it uses some terms. It is a text-based detailed design tool. It often describes a computer program to someone who does not understand how to write a program. So for what reason we are going with the pseudocode? It is an artificial and informal language that helps the programmer to develop the algorithms. Now we will see one example how we are going to write this one. Before that, we will see what is the significance. It fits more easily on a page or a paper. That is not the matter, but the pseudocode can be written in a way that is very close to the real program. Actually, this is not the program, but it is very close to the real programming code. See here, you will follow everything. Start program, input grade. This is meant for checking whether a student is passed or failed. If student's grade is greater than or equal to 60, print passed, else print failed. That means it is a slight combination of your algorithm and program. So if you have a pseudocode, it is very easy for the beginners. And this is for calculating the area of a rectangle. Length you will read, width you will read, you will calculate, you will display the value. Okay, readability will be more, that is a merit, and it does not include the full logic, that will be the demerit. So this is the assignment. To find out, you need to write the algorithm, flowchart and pseudocode for all these one. Smallest of three numbers, area and circumference of circle, rectangle, and to check whether a number is prime or not. This is about your algorithm and flowchart. Thank you.